Word. That's word. It's
right,
dirty
we
jerseys. We
yeah.
recording, B. Is that mic
Check.
on? Is the mics on, B? Is y'all got all the equipment up and running?
Everything's working, son.
Man, this shit is for better.
my thing.
Man, address the track.
Right.
That's that Jada shit. Word.
Hey, Illy, give me a beat.
Man, you want like a hardcore beat?
Just give me something that I can kick something to.
Okay, I got you, B. Word. Okay, I said.
Hey.
I said. Okay. All right.
Hey.
Okay.
Try to be best, cause you're only a man, and a man's got to learn to take it.
Yo.
Try to believe that the going gets tough, then
Right.
you know that it's hard to make it. History repeats itself.
Yeah.
Try and you succeed. And never doubt that you're the one. And you can find your dreams. You're the best around.
Yeah.
Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best around.
Yeah.
Nothing's gonna ever keep you down.
Listen, man, that was that hot shit right there.
Stupid.
Hot shit.
Fire.
All right, let's get ready.
We need
man.
clues bombs over there.
Hell yeah, man. We need Funkmaster Flex crying over here like he lied. He lied. Where, straight up, that shit was hot. That was hot fire for that ass, man. That's rock. Shout out to Rocky, man.
That was Karate Kid.
No, that was Karate Kid.
That was Daniel's son and them.
Word on the street is that Mr. Miyagi had a fling across town.
Man.
Like he was on that shit last night. Like,
Man.
did he call you with that shit? Cause he called me.
What did he say?
I don't know. I mean, I thought it. Well, I know what he said, but like he said, he told you about it.
Daniel's son, go home. Miyagi got ass tonight. Miyagi got hot date.
Is Miyagi off that shit?
Miyagi mixed with Blue Chew. Bad. Miyagi plus Blue Chew. Bad for vagina.
Bad combination for vagina. Vagina must die now. Listen, Miyagi off 2 blue chews and I think a hot sake. Shit.
That's sake, man.
That's what had Iuni over in Okinawa all trimmed up. Her dad caught her sneaking out the house. This was like late at night.
Yeah.
And Miyagi was off 2 of those blue chews. A half a thing of sake and like 2 to 3 small pin joints of some Okinawan hash.
Oh my God.
Ginseng.
Oh man, he had old girl. Like that's when he came up with that song. That remember when he was singing that drum song? That oh bye.
Yeah.
Okinocho. I mean that boy cut an album that night. He had an album. It was a 2 album disc about Ioni and them sweet yams off those blue chews.
He was the only person in the fucking hood that knew that song now. How did you know every word to it?
Because, man, that shit was... Well, first of all, I took Okinawan back in the day. They offered it out in Kabul when I went out in Kabul. It was that, couple other classes that I'm not going to mention right away.
Right.
And Okinawan. And I took a year and a half of it.
Okinawan. Dude, he's acting like it's not even Japanese.
Right. It was an Okinawan love song.
His own community.
Right.
That motherfucker folded up his like he had 2 handkerchiefs, one to cry in, and the other one he was blowing his nose in. And he sat back, got fired off that old bottle of that sake, and sang that shit, sang till his little heart, sang his little heart out, his little Okinawan heart out. What about when they tried to interrupt Mr. Miyagi and he wasn't having it? That nigga hit you with a... But Mr. Miyagi, I'm thinking about going over there.
It'll cut you off quick.
Yo, wasn't you talking about some shit like that you came up with that if Danielson didn't make it back from Okinawa?
Oh yeah, on Karate Kid too.
When he went over there,
he got stabbed up over there.
Like, here's the whole thing. Daniel went over there on some like, okay, I'm going over there with my older buddy, Mr. Miyagi, and he's gonna show me how he grew up. Not thinking to himself that Okinawa was its own hood.
Right. And Mr. Miyagi was in some shit that he was in too deep with the gangs and shit.
With the Okinawan, the high ups.
Right.
Like, nobody knew why he was here. Think about it.
Right.
It's an Okinawan cat living in, not Los Angeles. Where was they? They was out in Racino.
Yeah.
Racino.
Right.
So, you got Mr. Miyagi living amongst rich folks. Like, nobody asked why he was here, like what his whole situation was.
Right.
They just met on a humbug. Daniel was getting his ass kicked.
Right.
Mr. Miyagi to the rescue.
As soon as he tried to ask him, he was probably, don't ask questions you don't want answers to.
So why are you here, Mr. Miyagi?
Buy one of these bonsai leaves and get the fuck out.
So, like, when he went over there, he started taking all of this American shit over there, not to mention the stuff that Mr. Miyagi taught him, not thinking that this is the shit that everybody knows over in Okinawa.
And on top of that, he was a dickhead kind of. Like, Danielson was an asshole if you really, really think about it.
He was cocky.
Right.
He was an American cocky kid.
Right.
So it's like you go over to a foreign land, taking some shit that you learned from a guy, not getting his backstory on why he's here, going all the way over. That trip is not like a 2-hour trip to Florida.
Right.
Okinawa's a grip.
Right.
It took Daniel at least 14 and a half hours to get there, because I'm sure Hawaii is like 12 hours from here.
And that whole trip, Mr. Miyagi didn't say shit about Sato. He didn't say shit about Chosen. He didn't say shit.
He was quiet as a mouse. Nobody said nothing on why, like, what was going on. Like, he left in bad, like, it was a bad time. Like, he left with some shit on the table.
He was war-torn. He left it before the war hit. Before they got bombed and shit.
He gets over there. He's cocky as fuck, breaking that ice. Then he slides up into one of those Okinawa, like, little jam sessions. Danielson, I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Monkeys around and gets him a little Okinawan jab over there. Feeling himself. Out there doing our dances and shit, taking that over to Okinawa, like, letting them know, like, I ain't from around here. You can tell I ain't from here from the way I walk, goddammit.
Right.
Gets into it, bumps into Chosen. Danielson could have really lost his life over there. Now, I remember you saying something it was probably about a couple of months ago, like,
It was a while ago.
if Danielson didn't make it back from Okinawa, like how that whole conversation would have went.
Yeah, because his mom would have been at the airport waiting to see him, and Mr. Miyagi would have been like, Danielson no make it.
Well, where's Danielson at, Mr. Miyagi?
Danielson belong to Okinawa now.
So what you're saying is
Danielson no longer here. Danielson belong to world now.
So basically, he was like, Danielson no longer here. Danielson living here. And when he pointed to here, he had like a little like necklace with Danielson's
his ashes.
Yeah, like, so
his stabbed up ashes.
Bruh, when you told me about that shit, man, I lost my entire mind, because it's like, that is the truth, man.
Right.
What if he didn't make it?
I mean, he was on that island. Chosen wasn't playing.
No doubt, man.
That little crane kick, that nigga flipped that shit off like it was nothing. Like,
No.
what is this?
No,
He learned that like the first 3 days he started training. Shit, like.
Welcome to DWI episode 3. Thank you guys for coming back. This is our 3rd episode, and we're gonna get into it. We got a lot of juicy stuff to talk about.
Facts.
Listen. A lot of stuff happened over the weekend.
Right.
And we got a lot of stuff coming up prior to last week's episode.
Okay.
A lot of things happened.
Oh, yeah.
Within a 7-day span.
Right.
So,
I'm
without
about to say,
further ado,
let's get into it. Yeah.
Listen, I know the biggest talk of the town right now is what was going on at that kids game yesterday.
Okay.
There was an incident that happened yesterday. It was Beaver Falls versus Aliquippa. This is some of the best football that you guys will ever see on both sides of the fence. You got the Beaver Falls Fighting Tigers fighting Aliquippa, the Quips, and there was an episode that happened on the field, not with the coach,
right.
not with the parent, not with the player,
right,
but with the referee.
Okay.
And I guess from what I'm hearing, it was an altercation between two refs.
Yeah.
Now listen, fellas, we pulled a couple strings.
He said from what I'm hearing, like he ain't see the shit.
Well, I did see it. I did see it.
like we ain't all just watching.
Yeah.
I did see it, but you know, we gotta let our viewers, you know at home that like this is one of those things that was unexpected.
Yeah,
Right.
this is close to home.
Oh yeah,
Like,
it's
this
close
is
to home
family.
because it's
You know what I mean?
somebody that we know.
Yeah,
somebody
you
that's
work with,
family
man.
to DWI.
Right.
You know, on an independent level with all three of us.
Right.
He has a connection not to the show itself, but just to us as individuals.
Right.
But fellas, I'm able to get a hold of that cat. I called him up. I talked to him about it. I'm like, yo, bruh, what happened? And he was, you know, pretty much telling me what was going on with the situation.
Right.
I asked him, I said, you mind coming on the show? He said, no problem. So, you know,
Right.
I want to give his side of the story before, you know, it really hits the fan and,
Right.
and it goes viral because as of right now, as of today when I was watching it, it had like 22,000 views.
Yeah, he made the news, man. It made the news, so
Oh, it did make the news?
I think so.
Oh. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to let the viewers at home know that we are getting ready to have our first interview.
Exclusive shit.
It's exclusive. You only going to hear it here on DWI.
Right.
And he said we can reach out to him and, you know, pretty much interview him on what happened.
Right, because we want to get his side of it. You know what I mean? We know him personally, and we know that ain't what he's all about. So
Nah.
it had to be some shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we're gonna see what he's talking about, man. We're gonna get his perspective of it.
I feel like he had to be provoked because there's no way, you know, I know him, you know, we grew up together.
Right.
And he's not one of them cats, he's not an initiator. You know, he's a reactor. Like the rest of us pretty much. Not saying that we won't deal with our problems as they come.
Right.
But we're not actors, we're reactors.
Right.
You know, if you do something to me, I'm going to return the favor. You know, it may not be in, you know, fisticuffs, but at the same time, you're going to feel my point as
Right.
far as what I'm trying to accomplish here.
Right.
So, you know, he like, listen, as far as I'm concerned, he's a good dude. You know, he's a referee. He's trying to give back to the community. They don't make a lot of money on them Saturdays, man, and there's a lot of games they got to cover.
Right.
So I just want to, you know, be able to reach out to him and get his perspective on what happened.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
so
I think everybody wants to know, man, because like a video is not like when you first initially see the video, it doesn't give you who, what, when, where, and why.
no,
You
it
know
doesn't
what I mean?
justify it. It just shows that the actions happened.
Right.
It doesn't say why, who, you know, any of that.
Yeah, so people jump to conclusions without even knowing the story.
Correct.
And I'd love to hear the story from at least one side of it that, like, you know, get some insight on what actually happened.
Right.
You know, because old boy is family. Like,
No
that's,
doubt,
That's
no
family
doubt.
to all three of us, and you know, if you know, you know.
Right.
You know what I mean?
we ain't gonna try to tear him down. This ain't one of those shows where we gonna tear him down. We want him to get his side of the story off.
Right.
But before that happens, fellas, we gonna need them to share this. We're gonna need them to
yes.
click subscribe.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Hit the like button.
And hit the like.
Yes, sir.
Hit
So
that bell so you know when we coming.
it's
at ya.
it's gonna be creative content every week. Every week we gonna come at you. We gonna just drop it straight on your lap. Boom, here it is. Here it is, content every week. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. I'm getting ready to call him right now.
All right.
Look at him getting all hostile, did he? Now he knew he was calling him.
Hello.
What's going on, Rail?
Hey, what's going on, Phil?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound different though. You sound like you got somebody else to sit in for this episode, like some dude you met at a rest stop that you get ready to pay to give the interview.
No.
Well, listen, man, we're live. We're on the air, man. So, if you'd like to introduce yourself, because I really didn't give too much information other than the fact that you're family, not just to the show, but to us individually. So if you want to introduce
Right.
yourself, go ahead, or I could do it. How about I do it?
You know what? I'll let you go. I'll let you do it.
Okay. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, you got Beaver Falls' very own Terrell McKenzie. Now, Terrell, I'd like to just highlight some good points about you. You're one of the guys that I know in the community that loves to, be able to help out.
Facts.
You're a guy that I know
Right,
personally that, when in doubt, any situation, you'll try to give some of the best information that you can to, try to get the whatever's going on, the problem solved. You have a very boisterous personality.
Hold on, Rel. What up? Look, this is Dude. Let me ask you a question. Like,
What up, dude?
what's good with you, man? What got you into reffing in the first place? Like, how long you been doing that?
Oh, what? I think I'm year 18, 19, somewhere around there.
So,
Okay.
what got you into
I've been
reffing?
doing it for a while. What got me into Garcia, the athletic director from New Brighton. He gave me my first taste of officiating. He let me ref basketball girls, and I was like, "Oh, this is great.
Right,
This is fun." I had a lot of fun. They gave me some, and he said, "If you need any game, you call me."
right,
So he kept calling him, and then from there, he told me how to become an official. Get certifications through the state, test where the testing takes place. I went, I took a test, and
right,
you know what I'm saying? They're like to the wolves, but I had great teachers.
right. Now,
Like one of my first teachers football was Reggie Smith. He's the head official for 10.
shout out to Reggie Smith. He's out there. He's a local Beaver County boy. Shout out to Big Reg.
Big up New Brighton.
Yeah, so he's a little cuz from right. Really, really great guy.
No doubt, no doubt. Now let me ask you this: leading up to it, like there's videos going around, is all over Facebook. Like I was telling our audience at home, there's about 22,000 views already. Now, I know that, we're not here to highlight the bad part about it, like, some ref just getting popped. But we want to know the backstory because we know, you like to joke a whole lot. We all do. We'd rather laugh than cry.
Right.
But with that being said, we also know that you're not an actor, but you're a reactor. Meaning if somebody does something to you, you're going to react accordingly.
And defend yourself.
Correct. So
Yeah, well, the thing was, we were this game, and I've been doing this for a long time, and never in the 18 or 19 years I've been doing this has something like this happened.
right,
He made a call for a penalty.
okay,
So, we convened in the middle of the field where, if you look at the full video, we're convening in the middle of the field to discuss this call, what he has, and we're trying to figure out where the assessment and everything goes. And the offending coach comes out on the field. He's trying to plead his case.
okay,
The offending coach, Rodney Slappy, Beaver Falls Termites.
okay,
Yeah, so, he commences to buck his chest up and go running at Rodney like, "If you come out this fucking field, I'll give you 15 yards." And I'm like, "Yo, like, bro, chill. Like,
right.
we got it. It's
Trying to basically
we're
like
handling this. Don't worry." Yeah.
trying to get the
before it gets bad.
right, trying to get everybody's blood pressure down a little bit because now everybody's moving with hot heads and not thinking.
Right. So he then takes my hands away and says,
Wait, I couldn't hear you. What'd you say he did?
Like, I got my hands up like, whoa, like, relax. And he slaps my hands down and he's like, "Nigga, I'll beat your ass too."
Whoa.
I'm like,
Y'all hear that?
yeah.
Yeah, I heard
That's
it.
crazy.
I heard it.
So wait a minute. The other referee said N-word, I'll
Yeah,
beat your
I'll
A.
beat your ass too. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
So,
You know, I've been an official for a long time,
right.
but I've always maintained the fact that I am a man before I'm an official.
No doubt. No doubt.
Right. So and like there's limits. Like there's only so far you can go.
Now, let me ask you this. Have you ever ref with this guy before?
Yesterday was the first time I saw him.
So you and him have
I've
never
ref with a
met?
lot of guys. No, and that's usually the case. Like we all get calls, and they're like, "Okay, I need you." And sometimes I'll show up, depending on how much it is, and I'll be the first one there.
Right.
And everyone has the first question. Well, who's coming? I'll be like, man, I don't know. I know I got called and I'm here.
Right.
So we for the little guys, we never know who we're working with.
Right. So it's like a pick, like a draw. Like it's like what do they call it? Like a pick of the draw or something like that.
Like a first come, first serve.
Yeah, I
type.
mean, there's a shortage of officials everywhere.
Right.
Sports for all sports. It's not just basketball, baseball, softball, track.
Now in the video, I heard somebody saying this don't happen in PA. Now was that guy from around here?
No,
To your knowledge,
Ohio.
he was from Ohio.
Yeah.
Does he know that we don't talk like that
Yeah,
over here? Not advocating,
Talk like that.
not advocating what or what not was done, but does he know that that's not an official way to communicate with a person, let alone a referee that you have to officiate another game with?
Yeah, no.
Wow. So what happened after that?
I look at him and I'm like, yo, do you know who you're talking to? Like, okay, because like I said, I'm a man first
Right.
before I'm an official.
Right.
And now, before I continue on with this, I want to say like I'm very embarrassed about the circumstances, what happened,
Right.
because I shouldn't have been where I did it.
Right.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this. Is there anything that you want to say as far as moving forward to maybe the public that may be listening? Like as far as, do you want to, give an official apology or?
You know what? I would love in the future to talk to both organizations that were involved
Okay.
and, give them my apology.
Okay.
From what I understand, Marco Harris runs the Beaver Falls organization.
Okay. Do we?
Jay Harvey runs the Aliquippa organization.
Okay. Now, if there's anything that you want to say to those two guys, personally right now, you can use our platform to say it.
Well, yeah, here it is. First and foremost, that was probably one of the best games I've officiated in a long time.
Okay.
Win or lose, all those kids went out there and they left it on the field.
Yeah.
And I'm very sorry that I took away from that. I'm very sorry that I diminished what was going on. That was just a great game, and I took away from that over my ego, my pride,
Right.
all of that. I want to apologize for that. So to all the kids involved and everything, y'all know Mr. Terrell don't get down like that.
Right.
That's what's up, bro.
I think the other guy needs to apologize too, man. Like if he's saying racial slurs and everything, like that kind of shit can't be tolerated either.
Right.
Especially around kids,
Around
man.
kids,
'Cause,
yeah,
like
that's-
we all know you,
Right.
Terrell. Like,
And here's the thing. It was around a bunch of little black children.
Right.
Like, yo, hold up, wait. So now you're saying this? You're talking about them too?
Right.
Yeah, that's the part that's crazy to me. It's like he gonna say the N-word in front of a whole bunch of kids.
Right.
Like, yeah, that's the part that I heard that I didn't. That's terrible.
And in the video, you can hear, like Phil said, somebody saying, "We don't do that around here."
Yeah,
You know
I heard
what
it clear as day.
Yeah, like we don't get down like that. Like, and for you to be out here showing out like that, that's not tolerable from where we're from, man.
Totally inappropriate.
You
And
know?
for what it's
now-
worth, go ahead.
And now this is where I may cut up a little bit, but I'm paying first. Like, you know, this was my thought process. Oh, you're gonna beat my ass? Not here. Not today. And not me.
Right.
Oh, and I'm a nigga too.
Right.
And you're eclectic. He heard that Mackenzie name. He was like, ah.
He thought you was Irish, so he can get away with it.
Right. He didn't realize you was full Cleckley.
With an Irish undertone.
You're not getting away with it. You get your shot.
Right. Well, I mean, and I can, agree with these two, Unfortunately, that's a epithet that was designed and designated for black folks. So, I don't want to use the word advocating on the behalf of that word, but you sticking up for what you felt was right in that situation, is a commendable thing. But, in some cases, everybody's not going to see it that way. So with that being said,
yeah, I get it.
You apologizing. That for me is avocation in itself, because you recognize where you felt that you went wrong, and as far as me speaking on behalf of me, Illy, 1/3 of DWI, I feel like that is vindication as far as you wanting to move forward, with
Right.
everything.
Yeah, I mean, Phil, let's be honest. You used to be a coach, and you've seen.
No, I'm back to coaching.
You've seen
a
how
tiny bit.
Oh, you're back?
Yeah, I help out just a little bit. I'm not the head coach, but I got a little help here and there.
Well, need that toughness, man. That toughness we always talk about.
Right.
And you know how to bring it out. That
He is a good motivator,
so, like,
man.
Yeah, Phil will have those kids ready to run through a wall and bite a tree because Coach Phil said to do it.
Right. I just don't want it to be. I don't want what your efforts these last 18 years to fall on deaf ears at the end of the day. I want them to see who you are as far as the caliber of a person that you are. You get back to the community as far as giving your time out. I'm going to let you get going, man. I appreciate the interview. Come by DWI anytime, bro.
Man, look, I want a guest spot. I'm upset that I'm not able to be a part of it.
No doubt, man. I mean, now listen. We all was great minds think alike because we all had a lot of things in motion. So hopefully your timing can correlate with our timing, and we can get together and do this thing officially.
No doubt.
Well, yeah, Duve and Gluteus Maximus is my guys.
No doubt.
Yeah.
So listen, man. I don't want to hold you up too much. I just wanted to, just get your side of the story and just, let the people at home know that you ain't, one of those guys, like a ruthless, perpetrator that just wants to create chaos.
Yeah.
So with that being said, bruh,
Well,
I love you. I appreciate the interview, and I'll holler at you in a minute.
All right,
no
really.
doubt.
No doubt.
All right, Duve. All right, Wack.
All right,
bro.
bro.
One.
All right, love y'all.
Love you
y'all.
too.
You already know.
Good luck.
Well, there you have it. Right out of the camel's mouth. You know what I mean? And now listen, like we said at, when we were on the interview, there's always three sides. Your side, my side, and everybody else's perspective.
Right.
So, I'm not even going to say the truth because
Who knows?
Yeah.
a little bit on both sides could be true.
Facts.
So, moving forward, was we talking about the hip hop industry when we was talking about BG getting out of jail?
I don't know. Yeah, I think we did.
Because I remember at the beginning of this week there was I'll say about 17 clips of BG getting out of jail.
Yeah.
For those of y'all that don't know, BG's part of Cash Money Millionaires. You know, they started their record company back in the late 90s. BG was definitely a home run hitter from the door.
Right. B Jizzle.
You know, so shout out to BG. He served his time. You know, he
linked back up with Baby and Slim. I seen a couple pictures with Baby and Slim. So, I mean, hopefully BG can get back out there and make some dope shit.
Right.
I ain't gonna be mad at it.
I was about to say, what y'all think about his mannerisms though? Like as soon as he got fresh out of prison,
Man,
he was like
listen.
batting his eyes and flipping his hair.
Yeah, that
I
was
wasn't
wild.
feeling it. I'm a fan, you know what I mean? But like, I'm like, man, maybe jail made him soft, man.
I ain't gonna say all that. I mean, listen, he went to jail over a decade ago.
Right.
So, you know, maybe that changed him into somebody different.
Right.
Not necessarily saying a Nancy boy. But we wasn't there, so, you know.
We don't know. I mean, but like,
And if you noticed that there's probably a couple other million people
It's
out
all
there.
over. It's all over. I keep saying
They giving it to
he's
him?
flipping his hair. I'm like, oh, BG.
yeah, even if he's innocent, you know what I mean? They're going to treat it like how they did Drake and 21 Savage, like with Drake being all sassy.
Oh, man, he
You
was
know what I'm
sassy as hell. Like, will you do something for
Yeah,
me?
that was wild. They ran with that for a couple months, man. Like,
But, like, what was it that he wanted him to do for him? Like,
Right.
change a tire?
I don't know. But it
Like,
just
can you
sounded
pick up the
wild.
kids?
It sounded wild as hell.
It definitely sounded wild. And he was sitting there sashaying, like, when he asked him and shit, too. Like,
21.
21 was probably like, hell no. Like, what the hell you want me to do? Like, that shit was scary.
Yeah, it was weird.
Be asking me no shit like that, like an open-ended question like that.
Right.
Will you do something for me? And then just looking like what, nigga? Shit.
Hell no.
Spit it out. Shit. Do what?
Right. What you want me to do for them? What the fuck you want me to do?
Yeah, just what the hell yeah, like what could I possibly do? We're both millionaires.
Right.
There's nothing I can do for you that you can't do for you.
And I'm about to say, you're more famous than me.
At this point,
Right, so what do you need me to do for you?
answer the door. Like, hey, can you answer the door? Like, why?
Something wild.
So listen, man, shout out to BG, you know what I mean, for coming home. Hopefully, you know, these are just speculations throughout the press and throughout the internet, because the internet can make or break anybody. You know, they say the internet's undefeated, so, you know, who am I to go against the internet?
Definitely is.
The internet and the streets. Undefeated, man. I'm about to say, how was y'all's weekend, man? I didn't get to talk to you guys too much.
Man, it wasn't too shabby.
It was like I had a birthday party to go to all day today, so little kid birthday party, but it was cool.
Did
Yeah.
you have fun?
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
It was, kid party.
Let me ask y'all this, as far as R&B, because we don't dive into R&B as much as we could.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of R&B groups out there.
I do. I'm an R&B fanatic. Like I like R&B these days kind of more than I do hip hop, man.
You know what? That's a good point, because like
Right.
R&B is its own. It insists off of not what you said, not what you're saying, but how I feel at that current moment, and I'm gonna make a jam about it.
But I don't like necessarily like current R&B. I still like my old school shit. I still like the shit we grew up on.
Yeah.
And even the shit before us. That's the shit that means something. You know what I mean?
It's different.
You
man.
mean like the old school,
Old school shit, man.
like that Sam Cooke?
Sam Cooke, Donny Hathaway, Stevie Wonder. You know what I'm saying? You can get to the 80s. You know what I'm
Shaka
saying?
Khan.
Right.
Yeah.
What about y'all forgetting Marvin?
Yeah.
Marvin all day.
Marvin was one of them, you know what I mean, singers to where like he was gone way before he should have been.
Right.
He would have been, you know, is not bigger than Michael Jackson, but on a wavelength to where you can mention them in the same combo, I believe.
Kind of like Prince.
Kind of like Prince. Just one of those good soulful singers. He would have been a Luther. He would have been more of a household name
Right.
than people having to go like at home right now looking up Marvin Gaye, you know, seeing who he is.
Right.
He was a jive turkey when it came to that shit though. Boy, that boy knew how to sing. Now let me ask you this: if we're gonna get R&B groups, who was your favorite group, Wax? Off rip.
R&B, I mean, it varies like my rap does. You
But
know
when
what I
it
mean?
was one of those slow it down moments, whether you had your little Jaffa deal at the house, or if it was like one of those times you had to get up and go to school
Right.
and just slow it down for the night.
Like, I mean, off top, it'd probably be 112.
Okay.
I fuck with 112.
Cupid.
Yeah, like that. Like plus it was Bad Boy. It was East Coast.
Makes
it was
sense.
like they used to sing like the hooks on big songs. You know what I mean? That was my shit.
We
That
got
was my
Slim over
shit.
here. Bruh, Slim's in the studio. Ladies and gentlemen, Slim from 112. What about you, bruh?
Probably as far as groups, I'll probably go with Jodeci.
Now,
Ooh yeah.
now listen, they weren't as like member wise. There was 2 singers with the exception of Dalvin.
I mean, but he was making Mr. Dow was making the beats. and all
Okay,
that
who's
shit.
the other one? Started with a D.
Devontae.
Devontae Swing.
Devontae might have been making the beats. One of them 2 light skinned niggas was making doing all the production.
Right. And
But-
Jodeci. Psh,
Jodeci was, man, they got some cuts, man. They
Bruh,
got some hits.
you want to put a Jodeci album on? You can listen to that from open to close, bruh.
Yeah. Who would you rock with though? Like who was your go-to?
See, here's the thing. I'm a romantic ass motherfucker, man. I always try to put that shit. See, Jodeci, that's if I wanted to put some work in. That was almost rap.
Right.
And
I know.
112.
112, that was love-esque because it had too much hip hop into it.
Okay.
I want to cry when I'm in
I
in
already know
there.
where you're going.
Where am I going?
Boys the Man.
Bruh, I forgot about them. Shout out to Boys and Men for being
alright.
the group of the century, if you will.
Boys the Men is the dopest group that like I don't listen to anymore. Like
Me
I'm
too.
like I'll hear it and I'll be like, put some Jodeci on.
Because you know that it's just like your mom could listen to it.
Right.
Like it's a safe R&B group to listen to.
It's too
It's too safe.
right.
It's not risque.
Right.
But
It's
mine
good music though. Good
mine will probably be Mint Condition.
That's
Boy
sleeper.
Stokely, man.
A sleeper.
Stokely had that high pitch. Yeah, that high pitch. Who's my cat from the Temptations? Eddie Kendrick.
Eddie.
Kane Jr.
No, the high pitched cat. You know, dang. What was it? It was Eddie Kendrick, I believe. The high pitched
I
cats,
can't
man.
remember. I don't know none of the members of Temptations.
Oh man, well David Ruffin was in
David
there.
Ruffin.
Because the Temptations
Just
would be
because of the
nothing
movie.
without David Ruffin.
Right.
But yeah, man, the boy Stokely, man, he was a beast, man.
Yeah. I rocked out with them too.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty Brown Eyes.
Yeah.
If You Love Me.
Brown.
Dun, dun. Man, bro, it was a production.
Pretty brown.
Bruh,
Yeah,
that right there, as soon as you
good
listen, as soon as that opening line came on, that's when the kissing started.
Right.
It was a grind fest.
Yo, all right. Well, let me ask y'all this:
Okay.
top 5 R&B groups. I need top 5 because like there's
You
a
want
bunch
to go
of
first, dude?
Groups.
or single like just top 5 R&B.
R&B acts.
Yeah.
Let's go acts. Because groups it's not many groups.
I mean, like
Go
we
ahead.
could do both.
Give me.
though.
Start it off.
I'll go first.
All right.
Screw it. I'll go first. First on the list, Mint Condition.
Okay.
Second, Jodeci. Third, Boys the Men. I'm digging in the crates on this fourth one. Rude Boys.
I don't even remember them.
It's written all over your face.
Oh, okay.
They had like
okay.
one joint though.
Wouldn't matter. That one joint carried them throughout the late '80s and all the '90s.
All right.
It's written all over your
Now,
face.
you're already missing a doozy, so keep going.
And Music Soul Child.
That's
All right, so I thought you were just doing groups though.
Well, you said acts.
All right, yeah, but then you just jumped into you had all groups.
Okay, well, I mean, if you want to go groups, shit, man, I knew y'all was gonna have some zingers. Oh, Jagged Edge.
Okay.
See, first of all,
Yeah.
You missing New Edition in
see,
there.
I knew I saved something for y'all.
Like, I would even put In Vogue in there somewhere because In
I
Vogue
forgot about the ladies.
has some bangers.
Yeah.
I mean, like SWV was,
Shh, I forgot about SWV.
you know.
Well, yeah, I'll give you my favorite R&B, just all the way. Like, it would probably be Stevie Wonder R&B. I guess it's R&B.
He is.
Stevie
Rhythm.
Wonder. I'm not putting these in no order.
He's soul though.
Yeah, Stevie Wonder. I fuck with Music Soul Child. Donny Hathaway is one of my favorite. One of my favorites. Jodeci, like I said before. Yeah, and I'm trying to think of somebody else that's kind of newer. Chris Breezy.
See, but if
I
you,
rock with Chris Breezy, man. Chris Breezy's dope.
I wish I'd have known we was going like solo acts.
Oh, you put a solo act in there. You said he was your soul child.
Can I do honorable mention real quick before you go?
Good.
Tony Terry, when I'm with you, I dare either one of y'all to argue.
It's a dope song.
It is.
I'll have
It
a
is.
baby on that song.
It's a dope song.
When I'm with you, by Tony Terry, I will make a baby, like a brand new baby. I'll be 50 years old having a baby on that song. That song is so endearing to me. I'll go out and get Burberry furniture and like everything Burberry and make love, sweet passionate love to that song.
Well, he got that one. He got Everlasting Love.
See, but I don't want to get too Tony Terry-ish. Just
that's
that.
just the only two that I know that he got. That's the only
Right.
two that he had.
All right, Wax,
if it's
you're up.
solo acts, I'm probably gonna go with Prince.
You motherfucker.
I'm gonna go with
Good
MJ. Even though he was more pop, like he went pop
Yeah.
before his R&B career.
You can classify him as R&B.
Sure
Yeah,
could. Probably go with let me think. I was about to say I'll Be Sure, but that was my brother's influence on me.
Yeah, I mean it's warranted. You can have Albie in there.
You can go Bobby Brown, which was the
Ronnie.
He went
Bobby Brown.
had his run for a quick second.
Listen.
And then what's old boy who used to sing what was it called? Darlene, I think. Old school southern sounding dude.
That sounds like Chuck Berry.
Anthony. What the fuck?
I can't think of his name.
I know it.
That was my dude too.
Anthony Hamilton.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
But I thought you was talking Chuck Berry like Darlene. Duck walking and shit. I was like, hey, shit.
But or swap one of them out for Marvin Gaye.
Nobody's putting
Who?
Luther.
See, that's
You know what? I seen something where like it's funny. I mean, Luther's still dope, but like all of Luther's jams are all like covers. They're like none of his real songs.
Word?
Damn near all of them are like somebody else's song that he just destroyed.
Well, he made those songs.
He made them better. He
I
took
was just
'em.
about to say, because when that motherfucker sat up there and he looked, he was a pretty little darling, have a heart. When he riffed that, pretty little darling, have a heart.
I don't know that.
It was y'all gonna know it out
They're
there.
gonna be like, what the fuck?
Pretty little
You're like, is he all right?
darling, have a heart. That's that.
Man, Luther is rolling around.
Yeah.
Luther's rolling around in his grave right now.
Yeah, I got chopped with that.
Luther and Daniel's son, right?
That nigga's like, I said, stop doing that shit.
I said, still in love. It was still in love.
I said,
I said, you want to have a Luther off?
let's do it.
Y'all at home, judge this Luther off.
I said,
I said,
he said,
still in love. I'm driving me crazy. I'm driving Miss Daisy.
Miss Daisy.
Miss Daisy's like, drive, nigga, shit. But nah, man, Luther, he was a serious cat, man. Do not forget the time that I dated Laura Winslow.
Yeah.
And Freddie Jackson was on the episode of the Urkel Show. What is that?
Family Matters.
Family Matters.
Yeah.
You are my lady. You're everything I need and more.
Yeah.
Are you shitting me right now? Now that might be a little bit too old for y'all young players. But anybody that was born in, we'll say 69 to 78, that's a hit. That's a hit, bruh. That You Are My Lady by Freddie Jackson, that was a hit, man. The way that shit started off all slow, that makes you want to take it back to the hand-holding days. Walk around with your joint, you know what I mean? It's cold outside. It's 56 degrees outside.
So you got your leather.
You got your leather. We're from Baltimore. I mean, I wish my little brother was here, man. He eats that Baltimore accent, man. Shout out to my brother Rico Cruz, aka Sir Cheeks, aka AJ. He eats that Baltimore accent. But I had my leather, blue jean outfit on, apple hat Kango. You were my lady playing Hold My Girl's Hand. Bro, we're walking across the street enjoying the day. It's a sunny 56-degree day out. So you know what that means.
Right.
So that's where y'all's going with it? That's where y'all stopping at?
I mean, that Prince one is a good one.
He's always bringing something out of the woodworks,
Cause
man.
like now I'm throwing Prince in mine too. Like somebody gotta go.
Who you gonna kick out of there?
Probably music.
Bruh, but adding the King of Pop, and he was like, when he was out there with his 4 brothers, that was a whole different
That's what I'm
ballgame.
saying. Michael, I'm kicking a couple out of
So
mine.
you added 2 that were cheat codes.
Yeah, but I mean, there's still more that like we have not even
Scratch the surface.
Exactly. Like
And out of
there's
the
a list.
new people, y'all fuck with any new R&B?
I do. You brought up Chris Breezy.
Right.
He got this one song. It's all over the internet, man. No, was it No Guidance or some shit like that?
Him and Drake.
No, I can't think of what it is. My kids know that shit, like all them new joints. But like Chris Breezy's a good new one.
I'm about to say, y'all better not say Jacquees.
No.
I
fuck
know
with
y'all
Jacquees.
do. I know
don't.
you do.
I don't.
I don't either. 'Cause,
Man, that brother
it's
is-
just
That nigga
not-
makes some good ass shit. I'm sorry, he can't sing. I'm not saying that he's like top of the line vocally, but like if you don't listen to that nigga makes some shit. Like I'm sorry.
He said he sang better than Keith Sweat.
Well, he's crazy. Well, Keith Sweat can't sing that fucking good anyway. So let's not act like Keith Sweat had the dopest voice in the world.
Man, Keith Sweat will bring his whiny ass up in there, man. I want some money.
Nah, Keith Sweat singing was never that. Keith Sweat made some jams.
He made some jams more than Jacquees.
Probably.
I'll put the boy that was down with what's his name? Real high pitched voice that sang with Lil Wayne. Can I keep it real?
Dream?
This
Lloyd.
is how I feel.
Lloyd. Lloyd used to have some bangers too.
Yeah, I'll put Lloyd up against any of them cats, man.
I'm like,
He's old school too, though. I mean, not old school, but he's 90 or 2000.
Mario,
He's
Mario.
2000.
that braid my hair track. I don't
about
even
to
have
say-
hair, and I still listen to that.
Cisco when he went solo.
Man, listen,
He had
there's
a
too many.
couple
There's too many red
And
flags.
we ain't even say nothing about Kels.
That I was scared to mention Kels.
Yeah.
Like
Kels.
I'm not listening.
What he did was still dope.
It
Yeah.
was dope, man, but ain't no telling who he's singing to.
Oh,
Man, that's
I'm
I'm bugging.
bugging.
You talking about Luther? Who was Luther singing to?
Listen,
We don't know.
put
Those are unknown allegations.
put
we
Usher
know.
in one of those spots. For
Yeah.
me too. I forgot all about Usher. Like
Yeah.
See, but ever since he did that little thing with Keke Palmer,
Usher's still Usher. He ain't
he
in
is.
jail.
He ain't
My
do-
way.
He didn't do nothing wrong.
No,
he didn't. He was just being Usher.
He
Right.
serenaded a baddie.
Yeah,
You
he
know
was
what I
doing
mean?
his job.
I mean, she was taken, but
He
you
seen
know,
them yams. He seen the yams out, and it's like fuck it, I'm Usher.
Speaking of yams, Uncle Chucky, can I get to the yams? Charlie Wilson.
oh
Gap
shit,
Band.
yeah, I forgot about Uncle Chuck.
Come on, man, Uncle Chuck. He was one of them cats that came out way back when. Go ahead.
Reinvented him though. Who brought him back?
SNOOP.
Yeah.
Snoop. You know what I'm talking about?
What about Phil thinking I meant Snoop Dogg, female, like, yeah.
Bro, listen, because when you was like, we need a Snoop Dogg.
Yeah,
chick.
you was thinking like,
Bro, all I kept
like
thinking
that
about.
looked like Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
I cried when I was that old, man.
If you don't like it, take your ass to the Snooty Fox. Like, I was like, oh, shit. Mm-hmm. But, you know, I got what you meant.
Yeah.
Speaking of last episode, everybody's going to think that I'm wearing the same jersey, but I'm not. It's a Pirate jersey. I went to the game today. Speaking of which.
They know.
I'm about
We
to
had-
say, man, you got 1,000 Pittsburgh jerseys.
Well,
man.
you know, I like the bird. What can I say?
Represent, man.
And I'm representing not only for these boys, but them boys. Because
Yeah.
tomorrow, fellas, we got Cleveland.
Yeah.
We got Cleveland, and that's going to be with what?
No.
Oh, shit.
I
What
don't
you
know.
thinking?
I don't know. I can't call it with these niggas after that first game. I'm like, I can't call it.
It's
It's a tough one. It's a tough one.
It's almost like you want to brag, but you're afraid. Like you want to like tell them that your brothers. You know what I mean? Like, man, when my brother Rocco gets down here.
My brother Roy.
Woo! Listen, I got a brother named Roy that's getting ready to come kick your ass.
Right.
But then what happens if Plan A don't work and Roy doesn't become triumphant?
What's Plan B?
That means I can no longer mention Roy when it comes to the bully. Get ready to take my jacket and my lunch money. So like,
The Roy.
I know how you feel, and I know why.
Matt Canada.
You wasn't even shy.
He's trash. There's no other way to put it.
So are you still holding last week? Like
I have.
You
to,
haven't got over it?
until I see him do call a good game. He's trash. He's been here 2 years, and they said like since he's been here, we're the only team in the league that hasn't had a 400-yard game. Every other team has done it at least 4 or 5 times.
Right.
Yeah.
We haven't had one 400-yard game total offense.
And, usually we would just blame the players for not executing. But the
Right.
players are so stupid,
Right.
it's not going to work. Like, everybody's on to that.
Right. So until he's gone, I really don't have too much faith in the offense. To be honest, I'm already like, it's a wrap for these niggas until and it's starting to bleed into Mike Tomlin. It's like, come on, bro, what you doing?
because they
Get rid
got
of
so
him.
much faith in.
Coach T, like you're better than to keep this dude around, bro. Like it's
man.
bad. It's looking bad on you
Right.
because you
Get
still
rid
got
of
him
him.
here.
My whole feel on it, Wax, dude, is I think that we're gonna fare tomorrow. Cleveland's gonna be one of those teams that's gonna give us what they got. They always have. It's always dogfight.
It's a
when we play
rivalry.
Cleveland.
It's a rivalry. We got like 4 or 5 actually. You know what I mean? But I hope we do good. I can't even say we're gonna do good.
Well, if y'all two ain't gonna say it, I won't say it. And I know y'all hate when I do this, but I'm the biggest fish with the biggest mouth, so I got to say it right now. We gonna kick some ass.
Okay.
We gonna kick some ass. I'm not only willing it, I'm feeling it, and I'm willing and dealing it. We getting ready to whoop some ass.
What's the score tomorrow?
It's gonna be it's gonna be I ain't gonna say high scoring game, but it's gonna be,
Don't you
I'll
dare.
say 17-23 us. That's how I feel. 17-23 us. We're gonna try to do some dumb shit to where we're gonna miss a field goal to make it 21. Then we're gonna have to kick an extra point to make it 21. Then we're gonna have to kick a field goal. 23-17 Pittsburgh Steelers.
It'll be 24.
23. We're gonna miss an extra point.
okay.
Because they're gonna try to do some dumb shit. Maybe go for 2 and miss it.
And then
So it's
have
gonna,
to kick the field goal.
and have to kick the field goal.
I mean, I just hope we win, man, because like dude said, Matt Canada is a bum. You can't gain yards if you're not trying to target like the best receivers you have, and one of our best receivers is scared to catch touchdowns. I don't know what it is, man.
Right.
And be honest, like the defense looked equally as bad. So I mean, other than T.J. Watt, everybody looked bad.
And I hate seeing you like this, man. Because it makes me feel like, damn, man.
They look bad. I mean, like I'm not saying because we usually clean it up at some point.
Right.
So it could happen.
We need it to happen now.
Right. It needs to happen instantly because the AFC right now is kind of wide open.
Yeah.
It's wide open again because Cincinnati lost.
Oh, they definitely lost.
So they're 0-2.
I watched that game earlier. Like,
That just means the Ravens are 2-0.
Right.
Oh,
The
I have to
Ravens are
see
2-0.
them twice.
oh, they're 2-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
So-
2-0. And,
so-
and we got them, what, is it next week?
We might. I know our schedule is.
I think we got the Ravens next week.
Just giving a
I'm not sure.
couple scores today. You had your
Hold on real quick. Go ahead. Keep talking.
no, I was just gonna say you had your Cincinnati Bengals coming down to Baltimore and getting their back broken. Mm-hmm. It was a physical game as far as we know why they gave Lamar that money.
No,
Yeah.
No, my bad. We got the Raiders.
Oh, okay.
Next week.
Okay.
And the Raiders is coming off of a loss.
That was pretty
Because then
good.
tomorrow night we got that thing, us against Cleveland.
There's 2 games tomorrow.
Yeah, and then the Saints versus the Panthers. So, I'm itching to see what the Saints do.
Yeah.
Not a Carolina fan, But the New Orleans Saints, they like to have a pretty decent roster, so I'm anticipating that. But who else did he put the jinx on, the fix on?
Man. Colorado's prime player,
Which the
Travis Hunter.
Come
Yeah.
on, bruh.
Yes, sir. And I mean like college football, but like he
Yeah.
said, he called it out. He said Dion shouldn't start him on both sides of the ball because he's liable to get hurt. Well,
And then his exact words, if I'm not mistaken, you mess up two of your best players
Yeah.
on both sides of the ball.
If you do that, like now they're down a top cornerback and a top receiver. So
Facts.
But I mean, injuries happen. It is what it is.
But if
You
you're
got
going
rocked.
both ways,
You got rocked too.
and it was like a cheap shot.
What
Because like, the
happened?
ball hit the ground and one of their defenders came over and gave him a shot to the ribs or something like,
Right.
and as soon as I seen him throw his helmet off and point to himself, I was like, that's not. That's
so
not
it was
good.
like a cheap shot. Was it a penalty?
Yeah, they got a penalty for I forget what it was called.
Probably
But,
late hit.
yeah, I mean, but like what's it
Personal foul.
called? Like personal foul.
Yeah.
So we'll take the penalty.
Unnecessary roughness.
Yeah.
We'll take the penalty if he's out for 3 games. Because at that point,
And then gave him a good game. Like, it was double overtime?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Well, who ended up winning that?
The Colorado.
Buffalo. What?
3-0.
Dion got them boys playing, man. Shout out to Dion.
Yeah, shout out to Dion. Shout out to the boy Travis Hunter. I hope you heal, expeditiously. Godspeed, young man.
Right.
You're needed out on that field, I'm sure.
Let me ask y'all this. What do you do now? Like, whenever he comes back, do you start him on both sides? Or
Ooh.
do you sit him on one side and play him on the other?
Dude, I want you to answer this one. Because that question right there was a good question, bro.
I'd probably keep doing the same thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Depending on how hurt he is.
The severity of the
or what
injury.
happened, because I don't know if he like broke his ribs or anything. I can look at that real quick and see if there's an injury report.
Whatever
Which-
it
which
is,
y'all
wasn't
think?
good. I think I was sitting on offense. Yeah.
Me too.
I would sit him on offense because they got a couple weapons. You just have to utilize them now.
Right.
Like it's hard to look at like a third option when you got the number one player
Now, let me ask you this on a different note.
from last year.
While dude's checking on this information, I'm going to ask you this. How you think his replacement feels?
Oh, he's reaping all the benefits.
I mean, as of right now, you think like tomorrow morning for practice, he's sleeping like you would like the first day of school. Like you wake up every 10 minutes like, oh shit, is it school yet? Mm-hmm. Like he can't wait to get up there at practice tomorrow and show up. I mean, he's going to practice like it's a game.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
and he better.
I'm sure.
You know what I mean? He better ball out. Like
it's
show the world.
It's undisclosed, so he said he's supposed to be out a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
supposed to be out a few weeks on that one.
so you need 2 people actually.
Yeah.
Right, you need another cornerback and another receiver.
Yeah.
So those guys right now are at home eating Fruity Pebbles like, bam, 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 bam.
They
Like,
probably, they probably,
you think they're worried?
hell, they bet they should.
I wouldn't be. I'd be like, I'm starting tomorrow. Shit.
If your best player, I mean, you might be happy, but
Bruh.
if your best player is out, I mean,
I'm an older man.
Right.
I mean, I'm talking about way beyond my college prime. And if I got out there right now and was playing on Colorado's team and I was behind this kid and he gets hurt, listen. Remember that music we talk about? That and like that music's going off in my head right now.
that praise music.
Oh my god! Exactly. I'll do it exactly that right there.
They have I think they're playing Oregon next week.
And Oregon's up here beating teams by 90.
And I think they might be playing in Oregon.
Ooh,
Because like they just had a home game. You know what I mean? So
that's gonna be ugly.
it's show me what you got.
Did you see
basically.
Oregon like that last score? They played Port. Who was it? I want to say
I didn't
Portland.
clips on it during the
Dude,
thing,
they
but
beat them 91-0.
That's a shame.
Oregon is out here ripping people's heads off. Go to that.
Portland State 81-7.
Come on, man. Okay, 81-7.
That's insane. Yeah,
Portland is out here just embarrassing cats.
Colorado got their hands full.
Oh,
next
pack a
week.
lunch.
Yeah,
Pack a lunch.
Because, I mean, like, if you're letting, like, Colorado State stick around, what you think Oregon is going to do?
They're going to go acquire James Brown so they can have him be like, I want y'all to come out and let me do my thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All the ones that do my thing. Yeah. Like, they getting ready to lose it.
We'll see. I don't know.
Everybody's looking, because they got a target on their back, dude.
I know.
Everybody's looking to wipe that smirk off of Deion's face.
Right. And you know that, like, they're not even number one, but everybody's focused on them like they're number one.
Hell yeah.
Because Georgia's out here kicking ass, and they're like, they won it twice in a row. So,
did you ever think there was going to be a day that you had to worry about Georgia like we do now, opposed to Alabama?
Nope.
Alabama's getting kicked around. They lost to Texas A&M.
Yeah, like I was about to say, Florida State.
No, they lost against Texas.
Ohio State. Who else? Penn State is nice. Like it's shook up a little bit. You know, Michigan.
Okay, my man. You know, we are church. You know what I mean? Number 3. We want to come about be around number 3. Mm-hmm. And I mean, for Florida State, I can't be remiss not to mention Florida State. Y'all 3-0, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Even though like we're letting like bum ass teams stick around, so it's kind of like we're in like Colorado's shoes almost.
If you can remember, because you was on that 9th grade team with Coach Albazell. Shout out to Coach Al.
Yeah.
What did he always tell us about teams sticking around?
Like if you let a player. Nah, I don't know. You got to cut that out.
It's one of my favorite slogans, bro. Well, not slogan, but one of my favorite things I was taught by a coach. If you let a team play with you, they will. Mm-hmm. Meaning, if you let them stick around, they're going to do, Instead of, you got to get in there and get them. It's over. You know, you get in there and you set your point early. That way you don't have to go through any of those changes.
Right.
Because you're up by a significant amount.
Yeah.
So at that way, you put them to bed. Put all the women and children in bed. We're looking for dinner.
Facts.
Not being chauvinistic, but you know, that's just how it is. When you playing sports at the highest level, that's high octane ball play, Wax.
Yeah.
So if you ain't one of them cats that like to get gritty, go on take your ass over there, cause we doing work out here.
I was about to say, leave it to the big boys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So
hey, did y'all, any of y'all see that shit about the, this is changing complete subject, but like, did y'all see about the aliens that they dug up in Mexico?
I seen something about it, and it was something on the internet where it was like a piece of cake. Like they cut the alien's head and it like looked like
I didn't see that part, but like it was just like it was like in their Mexican Congress or whatever. They had like some little baby alien little like stone fossils of alien faces and shit and bodies. It looked weird. It looked fake.
Did you see any of that, Wax?
Yeah, I did. It looked like how the movies portray what the aliens look like.
Like E.T.
It was like
Right.
miniature, though. It was real small. And I'm like, why would they just show that to us now?
Yeah, like they've been sitting on that type of information all of this time.
Right.
Yeah.
My whole thing is, like,
So do y'all believe in aliens? Do you think that shit's real?
I do.
Yeah,
do?
yeah. I do.
So let me ask y'all some philosophical shit, like, right? So if you believe in aliens, do you how does that and believing in God, how do those coexist?
I
What do you
mean,
think?
like
God
science
created-
and religion.
Yeah, well, not so just aliens. Do you think God created aliens too, or He just created us?
so what you're basically asking is, did God just create the heavens and the earth, but like everywhere else, like was made by somebody else, like Eugene?
I don't know. 'Cause I
Like
don't
God
know.
created this and that, and then Eugene was over there like, and then Mickey was like, "I'll call you Jupiter."
Nah, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like religion.
Here's the thing, dude. They didn't put all these other planets and stuff in the Bible
right.
because I feel like they didn't have the technology. There was no telescope.
But this is the
I think
thing.
Galileo was the first one to have.
They had some kind of technology.
Bro, they was
like,
using sundials back
because
in the day.
like the hieroglyphics have like little flying saucers on, you know what I mean, like paintings and stuff like that.
Man, we don't even want to
Like-
get into what I believe because I believe in giants.
Well, go
Yeah.
ahead. Go ahead, speak on it.
I believe that giants helped build the pyramids.
Yo,
I
they
believe
actually,
I honestly believe that too.
yeah, I mean, like, I don't I've never heard that theory, but they found giant bones in Pennsylvania. Look it up, man.
What, in
Like,
PA?
yeah. I mean, like, humongous people.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
there's a
saying?
lot of stuff that we don't know that's been held, where they're just like, nah, don't tell them all of that shit. Like,
Yeah.
We gave them what they needed, gave them what they wanted, and we're going to end it on a good note. We're going to be here, same time, same location, different material. Peace.